Hi guys! Hello everyone and welcome back to another planty video. I hope you're all well. Today is another episode of spring prep and I have so much repotting to do, so this is kind of like one little phase of it. I think I've got 4 or 5 plants to pot up. It's just gonna be a really quick one, maybe have like a little chat as well. But yeah, let's get cracking and I will talk you through what I am doing throughout. So first up, it's not really a up potting this one. It is like it might be actually, I'm not sure. It's this guy who, this was actually my nan's and now I have it. The soil isn't great. I want it in just my potting soil. I think it'll be way better. So we are going to do that today. I don't think I'm going to put it in a bigger pot. I've not looked at the roots yet, so I don't really know what they look like, but I do get the feeling that it doesn't need up potting. It wasn't really growing and I didn't really know why, and then I checked it out and it had so many pests, so that was brilliant. It's now been treated and I've not been able to find any. It had thrips. I've not been able to find any, but I think once I've potted this up, I'm just gonna spray it over with Pronto just in case as a preventative. This plant is very close to my heart, so I want to make sure it's all good and it's not gonna croak on me. So I think first I'm just going to empty out all of this soil. It's also really wonky when it's like up straight. So I feel like it's got a bamboo stick holding it up now, which is fine. But it really needs sorting out. Okay, the roots are looking okay. Not as substantial as I'd like them, to be honest. I might actually see if I've got a smaller pot I might put it in. I feel like, oh no, these roots are just coming off. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I'm going to pot this in a way smaller pot. Obviously, this has not been happy at one point. And all its roots have croaked. Actually, what I think I'm going to do with this, the roots just don't, there's some that look fine. I might put this in some water and let the roots, I might cut off a load of these roots and then leave it in some water and let it get more of a substantial root system, because for the plant this size you'd expect the roots to be a bit more substantial than this, and like the roots that are there don't look all too happy. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I need to try and find a water vessel, like a vessel that I can put water in that's gonna hold it. It's quite a big plant, really. Okay, I found this. I filled it a little bit of the way with some water and a little bit of liquid gold leaf, which is like a natural fertiliser. You can use it for your propagations. I feel like that will be way better for it. Just gonna really hack at the bottom ones because it's the bottom ones that don't look too happy. They look a bit sus. Okay, I think that's most of the roots I can get clean, and I'm just gonna leave this in water. Put it back where it was. It had like fairly decent light in there, which is fine. So it's just in there. And yeah, hopefully it will give me a bit more of a substantial root system, and then I can pot it back up in some potting mix in a few months. Okay, so next up, that wasn't a very successful pot, but there we are. Okay, next up is this guy. He looks really sad, I know. I chopped the top of it and have, oh gosh, rooted it in some water. I'm quite happy with the roots it's got now. So I'm going to up pot the mama plant, which I'm really annoyed. I watered this yesterday because I thought, oh my god, it looks so thirsty. I'm completely forgetting I was meant to be repotting it today, so that's fun. I mean, it should be fine. I mean, look at those roots. That is in there. I'm not going to be, I'm not really going to be potting it into that much of a bigger pot because ficus like being in a more smaller area. I'm just going to be potting it into this, so it's like an inch bigger, I think, inch or two bigger. It's not that much bigger. And yeah, I just need to pot this guy back up with the mother plant and it'll be good to go. I'm not really going to disrupt these roots too much. I do know that ficus get a bit funny about their roots being disturbed. They are a bit finicky, so I am just going to kind of plop it in. And there's not really anywhere I can pop this. Can't really make a hole because these roots, like even if I just take a little bit off, it's so dense. I might try and I think what I'm gonna have to do, made a little bit more of a hole there. Just gonna have to kind of pop it onto the side, I think. We're just gonna have to give that a go. I'm sure it will be fine. This plant I got, this is a ficus full leaf fig. It's the Bambino version, so it's like the small version. It doesn't get like the huge leaves, but I think it's really cute and I love the way they look when they're really full, but this guy's just one in a pot. And when I moved into this house, it lost all of the leaves down here and just generally wasn't happy, which is what happens like when you kind of disturb ficus. They just really, they're quite finicky plants. So it started to look a bit bare, which is why I was like, I really want to chop and prop it and like pop it in the same pot, which I've been wanting to do for ages. I just haven't done it. And one day I was just like, yeah, let's just do it. Needed potting up anyway, and I thought it's a good time if I let it propagate, and then by the time the roots have grown in, it'll be like a good time in the year to pot it back up and I can pot it all into the same pot. I'm a little bit like worried. I mean, I'm starting all of my spring prep probably a little bit earlier than I usually would. Mostly, well, there's kind of two reasons. One, because I'm so fed up with winter. Like, I am just so ready for it to be summer now and spring. I think a lot like everybody, this winter's just been so long and everybody is so over it. So just trying to get those spring and summer vibes going, you know. And also, hopefully I'll be moving kind of April, May time. I'm hoping maybe June, which is when usually I would be doing the majority of this stuff, like all my potting up and stuff like that. But hopefully, obviously I'll be moving. I'm going to be so preoccupied with packing and like moving into the house. There's gonna be stuff to do, like we want to paint the walls and stuff like that, so we are going to be fairly busy. There's going to be like, we've got some big ideas for the decoration of it, so we are going to be quite busy. So I was just like, I'm not really going to have the time. I'm going to have like more priority things that I'm going to want to do. And I just thought if I get on with this now, like it's the beginning of February now, but I just thought it's probably best to, just, you know, get these all potted up and more established and are happy in their new pots before I move, because obviously when you move, plants get hella stressed. It wasn't really that long ago that I moved last. I feel like I've moved so much the past couple of years. I have moved so much in the past couple of years, but this one is going to be somewhere we're staying, so that is exciting. It's going to be our own house as well, so we can do whatever we want with it. So yeah, that is exciting. I can't wait for that. I think this guy looks loads better. It will look a lot cuter, I think, once this is grown in. Now I kind of want another one growing on this side. I'm really quite tempted to chop this again and maybe just propagate it straight into the pot instead of in water. I feel like that would look so much cuter. You can do that. I've done that with other ficus before where I've just like soil propagated it. Oh my god, I'm so tempted. I think it would look really cute. Maybe like here? I don't know. Should I do it or not? Oh, I think I'm gonna do it. Come on, Jess, let's just do it before you regret. Right, come on, cut through. Oh my god. Okay. Why am I so spontaneous with my plants like this sometimes? I think it looks so much cuter though. Having it a bit more full, you know? Like how cute is that gonna look? No regrets, no regrets. Okay, I'm gonna dip the end of this in some cinnamon, let it callus over, and then I'm just gonna pop it in the soil, let it propagate. I've taken the bottom leaf off so it's got more of a stem to root from. I feel good about this. This is going to be cute. It's going to be cute. Okay, so I've got my cinnamon, and all you want to do, I use this just for plants, hence why I am happy to just whack this straight in there. I don't cook with this cinnamon. This is purely for the plants. So I've covered the end in cinnamon. I'll let that callus over for a few hours, and then I will just poke that into the soil and it should root up. I feel good about this. This is going to be cute. It's going to look so much bushier and happier. It's good. This is good though. Okay, sorry guys, my camera died, so I didn't have another camera, so I am filming on my phone now. So we are potting up my Ficus elastica. I think this is the ruby one, I believe. This is so pretty. I'm really hoping this really takes off this summer because it is so beautiful. I'm gonna be, again, I'm not really gonna do much with the roots. It's quite root bound, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is, and I'm putting it up into this one. I really do like ficus, but they just sometimes they'll just grow really, really fast, and then they'll just kind of like stop growing for me, which is really frustrating, but it is what it is. This one's really started to take off and push out a lot of new leaves. feel like I've just started getting the hang of ficus. I think I always used to like set them back from the window a little bit because I thought they don't want too bright light, but they really do. I found that. This one's really started to take off now. It's literally like in my bay window. So it starts to get sun. If it is sunny, obviously I'm in the UK, it's not really blazing sun very often. But if it is sunny, it gets it from around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, until the late afternoon, and then that's it. And obviously it's not very often that it is actually sunny, so, but it seems to really like it. It's really started to put out some more like colourful leaves, a bit sun stressed I think, which is really nice. This one does get such beautiful colouring. I can't wait for this one to start getting nice and big and full. This now needs a new cover pot, and I'm not sure I have one, which is the story of my life at the moment. I've like repotted so many plants and I don't even have pots for them. It's just really annoying, but it is what it is, it's fine. Okay, and next up we have got this Monstera Deliciosa. I'm going to pull the camera up so you can see it properly. So this is the plant. It is really beautiful. This is in my bay window and it really loves it. It's got really bright light. So yeah, it really loves that. I really hope this takes off. Like oh my god, I can't even see my face. One of my favourite plants is a Monstera. I just think they're beautiful. And I love slowly watching their leaves mature. Really hoping to start get secondary finish. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Secondary fenestrations on this soon, so fingers crossed. Right, let's put this in a bigger pot. I'm putting it in this pot. It's a little bit bigger than what I've already got. Quite a bit bigger actually. But I think I'm not going to like fill the soil all the way to the rim. I'm not going to fill it all the way up. I think it'll be fine. I mean, the mix that I have mixed up, the potting mix I've got is really chunky, so that's fine. It should be absolutely fine. And this guy at the moment dries out so fast. So it definitely, oh god, the roots are coming out the bottom as well. Really struggling to actually get this out of the pot. Oh my god, that went everywhere. Jesus, look at the roots on that. That is juicy. Oh my gosh. On the bottom, definitely needed repotting. I always say to people, I would 100% recommend putting your aerial roots into the soil, because you can see here, like just pushing them in, because this aerial root is this. I just think it helps the plant out so much, and I feel like it does help it to, I mean, look at that, that is thick. It really does help it to, and these as well. These are all aerial roots that I've pushed into the soil. All of these, wow. Okay. Yes, a bit of top advice. Push your aerial roots into the soil. It will, your plant will not complain about it. If anything, it will love it. Right. I'm not really going to mess with the root ball again. I don't really, some people do, and I just don't think there is really a need for it. The roots will find their way out of that root ball and it will be happy, so I just don't worry about it. If If anything, it's just going to stunt it, because it's going to be like, the plant will just be like, what have you done? What have you done to me? And then it will spend all of its time trying to establish a new root system. Trying to establish it in there, whereas if you literally just leave the roots as they are, they will find their way into that new soil, and it's not really going to stunt the growth. I have a real good feeling about this plant. I feel like, let's take these off because that is properly attached to this now. I feel like this summer it's just going to really take off, and I'm going to get some really big leaves, which I'm really excited about. Like I had my really large Monstera and I chopped it all up. I will put an image up on the screen of how it looked before I chopped it up. It's not this plant, it's another one. Chopped it up, dropped it, and like potted it all in the same pot. I mean, it's a lot fuller now, but it's not as tall, and I really miss that tall, huge Monstera. My other one is kind of, I think, it's trying to settle in, I think, still to its new environment. So it's taking a while, whereas this one, I feel like is going to start growing huge before the other one does, which I'm really happy about. I'm going to give this one, when we move into our new place, I'm going to give this one like prime position to try and encourage it to give me some really nice big leaves. Grow really, really tall. Okay, so we have potted this guy up. I also wonder if this is going to still fit in the pot it was in already. I think it probably will, because the pot was really big. I don't know if it will. Oh, bloody, oh no. Oh, there you go. All you need is a little bit of a pot shimmy around. It's fine. Okay, we're going to do one more just while we're here. I've got this golden pothos, and I feel like it's in this tiny pot and it's been in there for ages. I feel like it's probably in need for a bigger pot. So many of these I've just been meaning to do for ages, and oh god, this is really stuck in here. And I've just been putting it off. And I feel like my plant's going to be, oh wow, really happy for it. And then look at those roots. And yeah, I'm just going to do the same again. I'm not going to disturb that root ball. What I might actually do with this one as well is take a few cuttings and just soil propagate them, just to fill this guy out a little bit, because there's a couple of really long ones. The other ones are just, like the other vines are just taking a long time to catch up. I feel like once they do, it will really bush out, and I just want a really thick one of these. My Marble Queen Pothos is really thick and really long, and oh, I love that plant. And the same with my Scindapsus silverian, that is so long. It's not as thick, but I think that again, that's just because the other vines haven't caught up with it yet. Some grow really fast and some just don't. It's so weird. Okay, so this guy's potted up. I'm going to take a few cuttings from this vine, and I am just going to soil propagate them. just because it's easier. I feel like I've soil propagated from one of these before. Actually, I think this one was a soil propagation. And it did do really well, so I don't think there's going to be an issue. Again, I am just popping it in some cinnamon. I don't know if I said this, but the reason I put it in cinnamon is because one, it reduces the risk of rot. So obviously putting it on those ends will reduce like fungus and stuff growing on there and reduce the risk of rot. It is also a bit of a hormone, like a rooting hormone, so it will help the plant to root up as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave these to callus over for an hour or so, and I'm going to pot them back up into the soil. And in the meantime, I need to clean up this mess. Okay, so it's actually like half a week later. I'm just editing the video now, and I realised I never did an outro to it. I just kind of left it. So here it is. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little repot with me on episode 3 of Spring Prep. Editing the videos made me realise how good I feel like this summer's going to be for my plants. I was really happy with a lot of them, and their roots were so good. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like if you did, and comment if you have any questions or anything like that. I hope all of your spring prep is going well as well, and subscribe if you want to see more planting content from me. And if you do want to see more like behind the scenes and stuff like that, follow my planting Instagram. I'll put it up on the screen. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next week for another episode of Spring Prep. Bye guys.